Hi, my name is Michele. I'm a master trainer at Coreworks Pilates Studio. Today we're going to be talking about breath. We know that we do this every day, but most of us don't get as much access into the full depths and breadths of the diaphragm. This work can help to increase your lung capacity and strength with a deeper and fuller breath. We can improve athletic performance, reduce stress, and strengthen our immune system. The diaphragm is the primary muscle used for breathing. It's quite large and it helps to bring oxygen into the bloodstream and remove toxins from the lungs. So please stand or sit, but stand or sit very tall. I'm going to have you trace the shape and the positioning of the diaphragm with your fingers and see if the breath will follow you. Do this work with the least amount of effort possible. Start by placing your fingertips at the breastbone tip near the bottom of the front ribs. This is a point where the diaphragm attaches. As you inhale, slow and easy through your nose, trace your fingers along the lower edge of the bottom ribs all the way around to the back, and your fingertips run down the lumbar spine towards your waist. As you exhale through your open, relaxed mouth, retrace your fingers back to where you started. Keep doing this. Move slow and easy, but move your hands in the speed of your own breath. Can you begin to feel the breath follow your fingers? It's okay if you can't. This takes a while for your body to understand what you're asking of it. Again, approach this work with a sense of ease. Try this 2 more times. Trace that line along the lower ribs. This is your inhale, down toward your waistline. Exhale through your open mouth and return the fingers to where you began. How does that feel? This is a nice way to start to open up both the back and the sides of our rib cage where the diaphragm attaches, and it goes all the way down toward your waistline. So from here, we're going to work on specific placement of the breath. For this, what I'd like for you to do is go ahead and lay down on your back on the ground or on a surface that's comfortable for you. I want you to be as comfortable as you can. The first thing we want to do once you're lying down is to discover what kind of contact feelings you feel with your body in relation to the floor below you. Then I'm going to introduce you to an amazing breathing process to help open up all accesses of the diaphragm and create a little more ease in your body. So hopefully by now you're laying down on the ground, on your back. For just a brief moment, please allow your legs to be straight out on the floor and your arms simply rested on the floor by your sides. Discover now through your body the sense of contact with your body to the ground. Start at your feet. So with your body as relaxed as you can possibly create, does one leg fall in or fall out? Don't change anything, just notice. Is the amount of weight on the back of your calves or the backs of your thighs different on the floor? Is one side heavier or lighter? Use the same observation skills as you travel up through the back of your body, the backs of your hips. Is there a difference in the amount of weight on the right or left side? The back of your ribs, again, differences in weight, as well as differences in where the surface contact begins and where it ends. Shoulders at ease, head and neck just rested heavily into the floor. When you do that, notice, does your head stay centered? Does it want to tilt to one side or the other? Just observe. Keep in mind what you observed, and we're going to repeat this process later on. I want you to remain on the floor on your back. If there's any discomfort in your lower back, please bend your knees and plant your feet on the floor. We're about to start into our 3D breath. Some of these experiences may not make sense to you and you may not feel them, and that's okay. Again, approach this with a sense of ease. So as you breathe in through your nose, I want you to try to expand into the front of your body, the front ribs, the belly, and the back ribs against the ground. And exhale, easy, relaxed. Repeat that breath, front and back. Inhale through your nose. Let the front ribs, the back ribs, even your belly rise if it wishes to. And exhale, relaxed. Do this front and back breath one more time. Now we're going to go into the side dimensions. So now as you inhale through your nose, imagine the sides of your ribs, your waist, even down to the sides of your hips, getting wider out to the side. Exhale with ease. Do this again. Inhale through the nose. Encourage the expansion into the sides of the ribs, waist, and hips. Relaxing exhale. One more time with the side breath. Now we're going to work into our third dimension, and that is top to bottom. So imagine the full length of your spine from the base of your skull all the way to your tailbone, as if one of those, those long skinny balloons that clowns used to fold up to make animals with. So imagine your spine being able to inflate. As you inhale through your nose, imagine getting longer through your tailbone, longer through the roof of your mouth. Remember, with ease. Exhale, relax. And again, inhale, try to expand into the full oppositional lengths of your spine. And exhale, relax. Do this lengthening breath one more time. By the way, it's okay if it spills out into the other dimensions as well. All right, so now we're going to put all three dimensions together. Again, approach this work with ease. As you inhale through your nose, imagine the entire body inflating, filling in from the top through the middle, down through the bottom. And exhale with ease. Repeat this same process. So we're applying all three dimensions, front to back, side to side, top to bottom, and out in a relaxed manner. Do this 2 more times, please. Inhale, inflate the full dimension of the rib cage, down the lower back, long through the spine, and exhale with ease. Finish this breath 1 more time. Good. Now, if you will, if you have bent your knees and put your feet on the floor, please straighten your legs back out on the ground where you began. Do you remember what you observed in your first mapping of your body, the weight relationship to the floor? Has anything changed? Did you perhaps notice that if one side might have felt lighter, maybe there's a balanced weight, maybe there's more ease in your back or your hips or your shoulders? Great. So now, if you're, go ahead and bend your knees, roll over onto your side, and come up to a seated position. From here, we're going to expand the breath by discovering how valuable it can be to place it into different parts of your body. We will be doing this work from a seated position, so you can remain seated on the floor if you wish, or if you wish to rise and come into a seat, go ahead and do that. If you've chosen to be seated in a chair, please sit up tall and straight. Try to make sure maybe it's not too deep cushion in that chair. If you've chosen to remain seated on the floor, you can do whatever you wish to with your legs, but again, remain very tall in your seat. Now, place your hands on the sides of your ribs. Any direction, any way that feels comfortable for you. Maintain some ease in your shoulders. We're going to try to see now if you can put breath into the right side of your ribs. So as you inhale through your nose, imagine expanding the right side of your ribs, like filling it with a balloon. Exhale, open mouth. Now the left side of the ribs. Inhale through your nose. Fill in those left ribs like a balloon. Exhale, open mouth. Go back to the right side. You'll likely notice one side is much easier to fill your request. Now the left side, and out. Good. From here, go ahead and place your fingertips near the tip of the breastbone. Check to make sure again that you're seated very tall and that your shoulders are relaxed. We're going to focus breath now, particularly the exhale, into sinking in from the front ribs. It's not enough to shorten your body or round you forward, just enough to create a sense of a light suction behind your front ribs. So breathe in now through your nose into the ribs. See if you can make both sides of your ribs feel very wide. Breathe out through your relaxed, open mouth and throat. Think about sinking or creating a light suction behind the front ribs, right about where my fingertips are. Do this again. As you inhale, breathe into the side of your ribs. Exhale. Sink the breath out from the fingertips on the front ribs. Do this one more time. Breathe in and out. Good. You may have noticed along the way when you accomplish that, you could feel some nice work inside of your abdominal muscles. They are actually, in a way, assisting to help you with this breath process. From here, we're going to try to put this breath work into more movement for your body. Move in your own body where it's comfortable for you, and move in the speed of your own breath, whatever that may be. So from this point, we're going to go down onto the floor, and you're going to be laying on your back. So go down when you're ready. Keep your knees bent and your feet on the floor. Rest your hips, your shoulders, your head, and your neck. Place one hand on the pelvis, that area of your body just below your waistline. Just rest that hand there. We're still breathing with ease, but we want to see if we can feel some of the response of the skin behind the hand. As you breathe in through your nose, try to expand into the sides of your ribs as you had done before. As you breathe out through your relaxed, open mouth and throat, see if you can feel an easy, sort of sinking sensation inside the pelvis. And do that again. Breathe in through your nose. See if you can feel some expansion into the sides of your ribs. And your relaxed, open mouth, exhale. Try to create a sinking sensation. Make sure while you're doing this, however, that you're not actually moving the bone structure, so we still have that natural arch in our lower back. From here, we're going to take this breath process, this sense of a sinking feeling inside of the pelvis, and add some movement to it. The movement is coming from the legs. It's going to be one leg at a time. The range of motion is very small, but again, we do not want to disturb the natural arch in our lower back. Keep your hand rested where it was, low on the pelvis. Breathe in through your nose into the sides of your ribs. Start your open mouth, exhale first. When you start to feel that sinking feeling inside of your pelvis behind your hand, then lift one foot just barely off from the ground. Breathe into the side of your ribs while you lower that foot. Now the other leg. Start your exhale first. Wait for that sinking feeling to happen inside the pelvis and lift one foot just off of the ground. Breathe in as you set that foot down. Do this a few more times, continuing to alternate sides. Make sure you're starting your exhale before you start to lift. You should notice a pretty fair amount of work inside of those abdominals below your belly button. Although it may not happen today, your ultimate goal is to be able to accomplish this without your belly feeling like it's poofing out when you lift, nor is the arch in your lower back changing. All right, from here, I want you to roll over onto your side. You can use that bottom arm as a headrest. That arm can be straight or folded, whatever feels comfortable for you. If for whatever reason it's not comfortable using that arm as a headrest, you can grab a pillow or a blanket or something and use that as a headrest. We want to feel where we are in space right now. So, does it feel like your ear is stacked over your shoulder, over your outer hip bone? Hopefully, the answer is yes. There should be a different size shape, but for all of us, the waistline is not completely flattened into the ground. You can do whatever you wish to with your top hand. We're going to focus on bringing some power of breath into the sides of your ribs. So imagine the right and left side of your rib cage expanding widely and powerfully. Breathe in through your nose. Bring that power into the width of the ribs. Make them feel like they're getting wider out to the right and left side. Try to hold on to some of that rib width, and your exhale through your open mouth. Get that sink through the pelvis. Let it travel up to just in front of that breastbone, just like we experienced from a standing position. And do this again. Breathe in through your nose. Expand into the right and left side of your ribs. Start your exhale. Encourage that hollow sense inside the pelvis, all the way up to including behind those front ribs. Now we're going to try to add a little bit of movement with this. Keep in mind we're working with the same breath pattern. Your bottom leg can be slightly bent and rested on the ground. I want you to straighten your top leg until it feels like it's parallel to the ground. Get some nice length between that rib and that hip. You're going to move just a tiny little bit, but we're going to use the power of that breath placement. Again, breathe in through your nose, expanding the sides of the right and left ribs. Start your exhale, get that deep hollow out of the pelvis, right up through the rib cage. Lift your leg just a couple of inches. Inhale as you lower back to start with that power width into the side ribs. And do this one more time. Exhale, hollow the pelvis up to including that breastbone. Small lift of the leg. Inhale, lower down. And we do this one more time. Exhale, deep hollow pelvis, suction behind the front ribs. Inhale, lower down. Lovely. Let's try the other side. Remember, when you discovered your side rib breath, you might have noticed one side was more willing to respond than the other. That's okay. That's normal stuff in the human body. Nobody's completely balanced. So we're again on our other side now in the same configuration. Bottom arm straight or folded, whatever feels comfortable for you, or some other support for your head if that feels better. Knees are slightly bent now. Ear, shoulder, outer hip bone in a straight line. Stay here, just breathe. Breathe in through your nose and see if you can get both the right and left side of the rib cage to feel wider. Exhale, open mouth and throat. Feel that easy sink or hollow inside the pelvis, inside of the front ribs. Once more, just breath. Inhale, wide side ribs. Exhale, open mouth, hollowing pelvis, light suction behind the front ribs. All right, we're ready to move now. If you're okay with that top arm rested on your thigh, do that. Or you could have just a very light support on the ground. Just make sure your shoulders don't round forward. Now straighten that top leg. Get some lovely space between the rib and the hip bone. Leg is apparently parallel to the ground. Again, inhale, don't move. Get some width into those side ribs. Your exhale, small 2 or 3 inch lift of the leg, hollow out through the pelvis, up to including that suction behind the ribs. Inhale into the ribs, lower the leg. And again, exhale, hollow out. Small lift with a long leg. Inhale into the side ribs as you lower down. And one last time. Exhale, lift. Feel that sink inside. Should feel very powerful, actually. Inhale into the side ribs as you lower down. Go ahead and bend that knee. And then take your time carefully as you come back to a standing position. How are we doing so far? All right. So from here, once we're in our standing position, we're going to try to encourage the awareness of the breath. As I said initially, this may not make a lot of sense to you, and you may not feel what I've suggested. That's okay. Keep trying, but do so with the least amount of effort possible. All right. So bring the arms out to the side. Turn the palms to face away from you. We're tall in our stance, hopefully with a balanced weight under the feet. You're going to inhale and try to bring the breath into the sides, into the back of your ribs as you raise your arms. Ready? Inhale. Try to breathe into the side ribs, into the back ribs as you raise your arms with ease. And as you exhale, bring the breath out of your body from the bottom to the top. Try this again. Inhale. Try to wrap that breath around the side ribs, down the back ribs. And exhale. Pull the breath out of your body. All right. Let's try to incorporate this breath with just a couple of squats here. You choose your range of motion. That is entirely up to you. It's important that your heels remain as heavy as the front of your feet. Feel the breath and how it works in your body. It actually provides support, balance, strength, and control for your spine. You're going to inhale here while you're standing upright. Fill in the sides and the back ribs. You're going to exhale as you work to as if sitting into a chair that's not there. Feel that breath, hollow out the pelvis, that light suction behind the front ribs. Inhale, inflate the ribs, almost like a helium balloon to rise back upright. Do this again, choose your range of motion. Exhale, hollow the breath out of the pelvis, light suction behind the front ribs. Inhale, inflate the ribs into the sides and the back as if lifting like a helium balloon. Do this one more time. Again, your choice of range of motion. Exhale, sit like you're looking for a chair that's not there. Inhale, inflate side and back ribs to rise. Let's try one more motion here, ladies and gentlemen. Keep the ease in your shoulders. Choose range of motion for your body that is most comfortable. We're going to try to lift up and back a little bit with the spine. We want to think about that movement coming from the upper spine, the space between your shoulder blades and up to your neck. Balanced weight under your feet. Now use your inhale. I like that length breath that we worked on, laying on the floor, lengthening the spine. So here we go. Breathe in, lengthening the spine and the back ribs. Again, stay comfortable in your position. And exhale. Return the rib cage back to start. We are moving only the rib cage. Do this again. Breathe in, expanding the side ribs, the back ribs, making the spine feel like it's getting longer and inflated like those long balloons. Exhale. Return to start. Let's do this just one more time. Inhale through the nose. Try to encourage the breath to go into the back ribs and down the length of the spine to your waist. Exhale. Reconnecting those abdominals. That's it for your exercise today. Please consider trying these experiences. Great ways to try to play with them, to try to encourage the full depth and breadth of the diaphragm to open up. If you're stressed, this is an excellent time to work on your breath. It will help to even out your heart rate and your breath rate. If you're struggling to clear your mind, to go to sleep at night. Lay down and get comfortable. Work on your 3D breath and bring your full focus into the sensations in your body. Thank you for tuning in today. If you're interested in looking for more information, please visit us on coreworksfitness.com. Have a beautiful day. Bye.